my brother-in-law half to death. Lost $20 on his football bet. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show.
Good morning. Welcome to the South Texas TV studios.
That too.
Alongside Ash, I'm your host. The camera's off center, so I'm just going to stand over here like this, like there. Like we're not.
Want to go fix that?
You just start your intro. I'll go fix it.
Okay. Yeah, welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. Ash Wade, Brent Carter. How did that? We had that perfect yesterday, and then today is just, there we go. Maybe a little bit more. Right there. I think we're good. That'll work. Studio adjustments, bear with us. Thank you for your patience, and good morning, everybody. Going to be another hot one here in sunny South Texas, maybe around the globe, what they're saying.
I think it's all the tourists that come in here.
I think you're right.
They come in to see what's going on.
Take a tour.
Stumble around, and yeah, I think that's what happens.
Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the fine folks at AT Deerlam Feed.
That's why we put those cubby holes out front. You've got to put your cell phones and your
Got to put your weed in there. That's not what we were going to
cocaine and things in there. That's what you have to do. I don't know what you did here.
I hit.
I don't know how to. I never know how to get back to the main menu. That's what. We're not in a hurry. It's an hour program. There. I got you.
There we go.
Go ahead. We're good now.
Now we'll do the Wade and Carter weather. See, we're trying to be a little more
Creative.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Keep
be
it
witty.
interesting, witty.
Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerlam Feed. 77 degrees in Victoria, heading to a high of 100.
Dog Days of Summer Sale going on now at Deerlam Feed. Stop on by. Everything you need for your pets and you want for your pets. They've got it. They carry great brands of dog food. All your favorites. The one I like, Diamond Naturals. That's what I feed my dogs. They carry that, and they're going to be getting a new one in that Jackie was telling me about. But they've got everything you need. Dog shampoos, anything like that. All pet needs on sale right now during the Dog Days of Summer Sale.
And your outdoor pets love that this time of year. If you'll take just a good general conditioning shampoo for your pets, hit them with that hose water, they love it, man. You can throw them down. The next thing you know, they're happy. They're out there drying their ears on the yard, and it doesn't take them a minute and a half to dry off, and they smell good. Exactly. And they feel good.
Smell better.
Reminds me of being
good brushing.
In Mexico when the guy will say, step right in, come on in and buy some stuff you don't need. But for everything you need, there's Deerlam Feed. Then they've got stuff that you probably just want. And there's nothing wrong with buying stuff you want.
Red funnels.
It's good for the economy.
It's good for small business.
Absolutely.
There's Will Vincent checking in. Marvin Mickish, good morning. Scott Tomko says Rangers baseball.
Yep, Rangers
David
now
Miles,
4.5.
Junior Samples, Bon Voyage.
Thank you.
When are you leaving?
Now.
About 4 o'clock this afternoon.
He said we didn't invite you in. Go back to the doorway.
Trust me. Last thing I want to be is seen with you.
Right? Hey, have a nice trip.
I will.
Enjoy it.
And I'll call from England.
Awesome.
Oh, please do.
Oh, I will.
Appreciate
Just
that.
to let you know, the guy that I'm traveling with had to drive to Austin to catch a plane to get out of the country yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. They canceled 2 flights in Houston. They drove him they made him drive to Austin. They canceled his flight. He's leaving this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, be safe. You look great. You look tan, rested, and ready. You're ready to go on a cruise.
He is ready to go on a cruise.
Just running around on the ranch out there, so.
If you need us, call us.
You bet.
Be well.
See you, Junior.
That's Junior Samples. He ran Bill Posey's show this morning. Don't know where Bill is.
Bill's
Bill's in California.
Yeah.
He said he had 3 funerals to go to in California. Good deal. You're reading. What are you reading?
Roy Gutierrez says, dogs, what are you talking about? I'm out here with the hose drying my ears on the ground.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. It is that hot.
Burn ban in effect in Victoria County. The city's telling you to voluntarily cut back on your water usage. I'm not going to, well, he put it out there, but maybe I won't use his name, but
I might.
Basically said, guys, you can do your part to conserve water, 1.6 liters per flush, 32,000 men in Victoria, you take a leak about 3-4 times a day.
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
Or go outside.
That's true, too.
Water the trees. Daniel Wade White says, good morning and good luck to all the 4-H kids shooting in San Antonio this week.
Awesome.
Must be a competition. I'm sure that it's not he's not talking ball. Christina Wise, good morning. H.R. Mallory in. Patricia Nagel. Will Vincent. David Glass. Lisa Poole. Diane Tippett. Judge Posey, good morning. Greg Garcia. Bobby Leister.
I thought you said it's not a mall. Like, no, the 4-H kids aren't going to go shoot
That's
at the
what I'm
mall.
saying.
No, those are good kids.
Yeah, no, exactly. Linda Chris, good morning. Safe travels. Karen Murray. Kenner Douglas. Bobby Leister reminding everybody it is Caldo Wednesday today.
Linda, it's a big ship. You can always tell Junior, like, we're playing hide and seek. See you Thursday.
Rena Scherer, good morning. Greg Garcia says, does this mean we can't drink from the hose after we wash the dog? Nope.
No. And drinking from the hose, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Have you seen that commercial for that? He calls it My Hose. The guy that used to be on Tool Time with Tim, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about the new proprietary. It's copper infused, so your water's always lead free. Now, I don't get the connection there. If the water's got lead in it, let's say, the fact that the nozzle is made of copper will not prevent you from ingesting lead.
Does that neutralize the lead in your water?
He kind of just throws it out there like, and it's copper infused, so your water is always lead free. No, it's not.
There's Keith Williams checking in. That was a quick transition for Keith.
Oh,
Co-hosting the Bill Posey show, and now he's in.
That's a beautiful truck Keith is driving. I scratched my initials there in that passenger door.
Just so he remembered.
I wrote GSM Insurers on there. The bad news is that's my agency. The good news is he can write it off now as an advertising expense. Good morning, Brent Goen. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Scott Snow checking in. Daniel White says it's the state championship. Junior Samples already checking in as well. Boy, he's on the ball. There's Jarrett McCrugan. Good morning, cuz. How are you? I hope all is well in the YYC today and everybody else checking in from up north. But where do you want to start? How about this? How does a soldier just happen to wander?
He's trying
into
to get
North Korea.
Crazy.
And as you and I always like to say, and we always try to, there's more to this story.
Gotta be. Apparently an American soldier just wandered into the DMZ between North and South Korea.
Which is an area that, you
just don't go.
No, landmines.
And then I heard he went,
troops, guard posts.
As the North Koreans arrested him. Like literally, ha, ha, ha. Like Kamala Harris at a drive-thru. Apparently he's lost his mind.
Yeah, okay. Here we got a little bit more this morning.
Tell us
Apparently,
some more.
he had served time at a detention facility in South Korea, was being escorted back to the U.S. for disciplinary reasons, but managed to slip through airport security and join a border tour before he walked across to North Korea. You kind
So
of
he thinks it's going to be better to be a North Korean
than the U.S. Yeah, maybe he's going to defect.
Yeah, maybe he made a deal to go be a spy / informant in exchange for not being disciplined, and he got caught.
Could be.
Right? I'm going to go get over there. You can blend in with this tour, get in country, and start sending us information. Meet up with your handler, and we'll let you off the hook for this petty garbage that you've done. The U.S. obviously completely distancing themselves from his actions. Think of this. It's an American soldier in Korea, decides to go over and join a tour, and then gets like, hey, you there in the with the stripes on your sleeve. Come here. I wonder what he was wearing.
And then slips away. It's not like he's walking, tour of Disneyland or Universal Studios or something, right?
Crazy.
He didn't just kind of walk away to go pet the bison on a tour of Yellowstone.
And get gored.
Yeah.
Like that lady from Phoenix.
Idiot. Another one.
There'll
be more coming. This is
more
just kind of what we're
this.
getting. But there's more to this story than they're leading on, and I don't know that I even buy all of what we're being told.
For bonus
guy.
points, Can you tell me the name of the guy?
Gregor says he took a wrong turn at Pyongyang.
Right? Tell me the name of the guy that we were saying Russia should have thrown in with Brittany Griner. Tell me his name.
I can't remember his
You
name.
know why? Because we just forgot.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he was a spy. You know why you don't hear about him? Because the country doesn't talk about him anymore. He's a spy.
Or he's dead.
He got caught.
Or Putin killed him.
You'll remember that. The guy was like a writer, and they said, oh, well, we don't know. He didn't do a thing, and he got caught. But that's because his whole family didn't know that he was a CIA spook. I'm convinced all the evidence leads that direction.
Yeah, he was a mid-level sales guy for Borg Warner Auto Parts or something,
Sure
right?
he was.
Yeah.
Sure he was.
Or
And who apparently
or
remember
cybersecurity guy that's what it was.
who went
He
to
was
Michigan, but then Michigan says we don't show that he ever came
Yeah,
to this university. He had a made-up dossier. He had a made-up resume.
they didn't go deep enough with their
Guy's
made-up
a
stuff
spy.
and infiltrate Michigan's database
They
to
didn't
show
think
that
they
he was
needed
there.
to because he was going in with a
Yeah.
visa. You know, it made sense. The guy is a spook. And then what happened was the government said, look, we'll take Brittany Griner. Okay, we'll give you the Doctor of Death or whatever that guy's name was. Dr. Death, whatever they called him. We'll give you that guy. But we want Griner, and go ahead and throw that other guy in too because he didn't do anything. Y'all are just holding him.
Instead, we got future considerations.
Right. And Russia said, no, we're going to keep that guy. That guy's a spy, man. He got caught.
Jared says, my dad was by the acreage yesterday. Looked good. Good to hear. Appreciate the update.
Was this land y'all own together?
No, it's my uncle's. White Trash Services. Good morning to BJ and the gang out there. Who else is in? I thought somebody else check in.
550-1826. Call White Trash Services if you're in Victoria County or the 6 contiguous. Karnes City, Kennedy, over in that area. Look for the billboards. They're taking over all the dumpster service in that region.
And apparently they do other stuff. White Trash Site Services. They're helping the city out with brick removal and safely storing them.
Salvaging that so they can, be,
they can
reused.
be reused.
Absolutely. Call White Trash at 550-1826. USA Concrete Coating, 578-HOME. Put down a tough as nails polyurethane coat on your driveway, sidewalk, pool deck.
Patio.
Your pool deck looking dated. Does it kind of have that old sheetrock look to it? Yeah, with the... Yeah, get rid of that orange peel look. Let them come down and put that.
It was always beige, too. Everybody did that in beige.
Because it didn't hold heat. USA Concrete Coating can help with that. Wind Services, turnkey generator service. We're in the middle of July. Nobody's had a hint of a tropical storm. Doesn't mean it can't come. When the power goes out. When the power goes out.
But it is early in the hurricane season.
Sure is. Till September.
August, September is usually when they ramp up. But call went now, and you'll have peace of mind come
Absolutely.
the height of hurricane season. And don't forget Armor Air. Darren Miller just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday to you.
We
Darren.
don't do birthdays, even for sponsors. 579-0966.
But if we did, we'd wish you happy birthday. 579-0966. Give him a call.
Darren, happy birthday.
Great. Just do great work and great people. And Darren will personally text or call you to see how the job went when the guys
We'll
were
just
done.
make something. Tell them you want the Wade and Carter maintenance special. They'll come out, check your dryer, clean your coil,
He doesn't even know what that is.
place your filters, $9,000, turnkey,
Scott Domko says, do a pool deck in black and see how you like it.
right in matte black. As you walk, like, ooh, what is that? Is that, oh, that's Daddy's skin off his
tarp.
feet. It's stuck
I'm
to
just
it.
I'm just trying to recreate the La Brea tar pits. That's all.
Nice. Pool temps are
James Kerr
crazy.
says the guy did his little bit of time, I'm sure, but discharges are done stateside, and all he had to do was get on the plane, come back to the States, and out process, and he could start a civilian life in America. But nope. Yeah, there's something going on.
Something going on there, don't you think, James Kurth? If it was that simple, if all he had to do was come home and go get a job at Walmart, I think he'd have done it.
I think he's a little crazy.
I think he's cray.
Yep. Fit right in with.
Speaking of crazy, tomorrow
Kim
night,
Jong Un and the gang.
tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, First ball drops at 7:30. Meet us at Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends. Tomorrow night, Wade and Carter night at Palace Bingo. Always a good time.
Always a great time.
I think Joey's going, Stockbauer. The sheriff and Marcy are going to be there. You and Cheryl are going to be there. Dawn and I will be there. So, yes, folks, you can have a T-Lat and Cheryl sighting. See the women who power us, put up with us. Who else?
Actually, that'd be more exciting than just coming to see us. That's for sure.
Yeah. I go to HEB like once a day just because there's a chance I might see my wife walking down one of the aisles.
Just in case?
Yeah. And when she's there, I always harass her. And people look at me bad because nobody would believe that she's with me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we're walking down the aisle.
She doesn't even believe it most days.
She denies it in public. It's like having St. Peter for a wife. She's like, I never knew that guy. I don't know him. But I love it because the other day, she was over on that back wall where all the packaged cheese is, and I had run back to pick up a bag of shredded cabbage. She makes this amazing dish with cabbage, carrot matchsticks, turkey meat, yada, 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 and some curry that's like a cabbage roll, but it's
shredded cabbage.
Yeah, the cabbage
rolled
is in
up.
there. You eat it almost like a soup. Man, it's good.
We used to call those lazy cabbage rolls.
The Canadians do a lot of stuff lazily. I came around the corner and I went,
lazy dog cabbage rolls.
I gave her a little, she was like, no. Her finger came up, no. But as soon as she looked over her shoulder, dropped it right in there. Bam, like Montana to Rice. She just caught that bag right over her shoulder, put it in the bag. She just kept going. She didn't acknowledge that I was even in the region.
Of course not.
I threw it over 2 people, like maybe 25 feet.
Tom Price checking in.
She caught it in stride.
Nice. Speaking of Montana to Rice, is Tony Pollard turning into Zeke 2.0?
You mentioned this morning coming in during our extensive show prep that maybe so. Maybe he is getting a little prima donna-ish. You talked about a guy last year that made what, $700-800 grand?
I don't think he was making a bunch. Yeah,
not a bunch by NFL standards. And the Cowboys put the franchise tag on him, gets him $10 million, and apparently he's a little feels slighted that they're not giving him the long-term deal. They gave that long-term deal to Zeke Elliott, and Zeke, just proceeded to go into semi-retirement. What does it say right there? What is
they paid Ezekiel, $50 million guaranteed. It was a $90 million extension. He still counts towards the cap for the next couple of years.
Wow, that's a lot.
And now Pollard won't pay won't sign the extension. Couldn't come up with a deal on it with Schultz either. Remember that? They franchised him. Couldn't come up with a long-term deal. Now he's with the Texans.
Good player too, folks. I think the Texans make the playoffs this year.
They're going to be pretty well. They benefit from playing in a weak division.
Yeah, partly because they're in it.
Well, partly because they're in it. But, I mean, you got Indy, nothing there. Jacksonville might be a little bit better. And then who's the other team in that division? The Titans, right? They're pretty solid.
What does this say right here?
Pollard leads the league. This is ESPN. If Pollard leads the league in rushing, is dynamic out of the backfield, scores a ton of touchdowns. Maybe they put the franchise tag on him one more time at a cost of about 12. Well, that'll probably be contingent on what happens with Trevon Diggs and Terrence Steele. Diggs, I think, will be pretty good. But that depends on money. He's back on the defensive side. They need him back. The problem with the Cowboys for me has never been the offense. Yeah, Dak will throw a bad interception, but their defense has always been, especially their secondary. The corners and the safeties are the problem.
Correct.
So I don't know. But who was the guy they drafted? Who was the other running back they drafted this year?
Didn't they get somebody really good?
Yeah.
It's not quite football season. We're still embroiled in the dog days of summer.
The mini camps are happening. And
Astros Update brought to you by the great folks at FSB Louise. First State Bank, friendliest little bank anywhere, corner of Salem and John Stockbauer. Go in and tell Lolly you want to open an account.
Go in and tell Lolly that the Astros need to step it up a little bit. Hunter Brown struggled yesterday at times.
Yeah, he reminded me a lot of Justin Verlander. Came in and gave up. You know, the Astros, Sheriff Louderback was at the house and said, first time I can recall being over here for an Astros game, and the Astros looked good at the end of one inning, or, you know, at the end of the top. It was 3-0. They hit Mauricio Dubon in the hamstring. Bregman hits a deep fly ball into the gap in left center, and our man, the guy that I wanted, who I don't want anymore, Jurickson Profar, misplayed a couple balls last night. And Breggy jogs to a double, but Dubon, who I guess made the call on his own, like he ain't getting there, scored from first. He was in no position to tag up. He ran. He said that ball's going to drop, and he ran. Astros are up 1-0. Then somebody else came up. Chas McCormick doubled in Bregman, and then Kyle Tucker got a hit, I think. I don't know. Anyway, at any rate, we scored 3 runs in the first. 3-0. You think you're cruising. Hunter Brown's been really steady. And then Hunter goes out and gives up 2 homers in the first, a la Verlander, and then pitches real well after that, but the Astros lose 4-3, which, by the way, is what ought to happen on the road. This team's been so good on the road, better on the road than at home. I look for them to win tonight.
Yeah, a little bit better of a start for Hunter Brown. He's still struggling to maintain the consistency. And is it because they now have a book on him? Like he went, 6-0 in his limited appearances last year?
Yeah. I mean, he gave up 8 hits and 4 earned runs, but he didn't walk anybody. He had 7 strikeouts. I mean, he's got great control, great command of his pitches, but
is that the problem now? They've got a little bit of book on him, and he's just got to learn how to now pitch at the major league level. You can come in as a hard-throwing rookie and surprise some guys.
He is a rookie.
Yeah, still a rookie.
He's still a rookie. So
Astros 4.5 back. Rangers have now won 5 straight. Boy, did they miss that opportunity, 10 days ago when the Rangers were really struggling and the Astros decided to play 500 ball.
Yep. Sure could have done better.
Yeah. But it's going to be an interesting race down the stretch in the AL West for the first time in years. We might actually have a pennant race in the AL West.
You see that piece of land you want? Get by First State Bank Louise. They've got great terms where you can put like 15% down and finance it for 30 years like a mortgage. So you can build equity in that property at a more nominal payment so that when you want to build, you've got equity in the land. You can use the land as your down payment, and you can roll forward.
Or just go buy a lotto ticket. Powerball's like over $1 billion because nobody won it Monday night.
Wow. No winning tickets were sold for Monday night's drawing of $922 million.
Yeah, so now it'll be over $1 billion for tonight. Cash value will be about $500 million.
Look up last night. Did anybody win last night? What would you do right now if it said one winning ticket was sold in Victoria, Texas?
I'd check my tickets.
Probably have to go down and check our tickets.
Yeah. Wednesday night's jackpot. Tonight's jackpot will be the 3rd largest in Powerball history, 7th highest in U.S. lottery history.
Wow.
Last year's $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot, the highest ever, and a $1.5 billion jackpot on the Powerball in 2016, the other 2 highest. Mega Millions never gets there, but I think Mega Millions tonight is pushing like $700 million.
No, it was
right?
last night. It was $620 million.
You want me to see if anybody won it?
Lisa Poole says, y'all are cutting in and out, catching every other word. Lisa, you need to refresh your computer. Wait, no, that's just us talking Korean.
Nobody won. So $720 million Friday night. Get your tickets.
Man. Look, match 5 winners. Somebody had 5, I think.
Scott Tomko says, clear here. James Kerr says, lotto ticket. Karen Murray says, the sound is clear. We appreciate all that. Just a Lisa Poole issue. Greg Garcia going back says, Pollard hasn't been a legitimate starter yet. Got to prove yourself before you get paid.
I don't disagree with that, but and I asked Ash, is he like, for those of you that are longtime Cowboy fans, is he the Michael Is he the Alvin Harper to Michael Irvin? I mean, Ezekiel carried the load for so long. I don't dislike Ezekiel Elliott.
Here's the difference, though, between running backs and receivers. Irvin and Harper are on the field at the same time. So, and the Cowboys don't usually run 2 running back sets, right?
Right.
They'll have the fullback in there, but when Pollard's in, if they're going to run it, Pollard's getting the ball. If Ezekiel's going to run it, or if they're going to run it, Ezekiel's in there, Ezekiel's getting the ball.
Yep.
Whereas with receivers, you can sneak coverage over to help somebody cover Michael Irvin, and that's going to leave more room for guys like Alvin Harper.
Right. So when Harper left to become the guy,
he wasn't the guy.
Really ready to be the guy. So I wonder if Pollard can be the guy. Is he the guy that Pollard comes in? He's got a slashing. He's more of a sneaky runner. Ezekiel will run over you. Pollard would rather run around you.
Well, Pollard has a speed to run around.
Right. That's what I'm wondering is there...
Not sure Zeke does anymore. Did at one point.
The guy.
I mean...
I don't know. He's pretty good. They drafted a running back, though, and I think they did that to send him a little bit of a message.
A little bit of a message. Let me see where Tony Pollard, 16th in the NFL last year, just over 1,000 yards, averaged 5.2 a carry.
Yeah, I mean, most teams would like to have him. Who is this cat right here?
Justin Fields, quarterback.
Okay, he averaged 7 runs. 7
but Pollard only had 193 carries. I mean, you look at everybody in the top 15, they were all at least 200 carries.
Yeah.
So he's not quite the workhorse.
But there's only one person above him who has a higher yards per carry, Aaron Jones. Interesting. He's a good player.
Yeah, no,
I'd like to
like
see us
him,
keep him, but I don't know if he's worth.
But there's a
$80
little
million.
bit to that, though, that and Ezekiel Elliott 3.8 yards a carry, and he had 230. I mean, he had the bulk of the work.
Yeah, 1,359 yards.
But there is, but do they? But are they? 876 yards.
Yeah,
3.8 a carry. But is it a case of them knowing that Ezekiel's going to run and they're playing to stop the run, where Pollard maybe catches a little bit by surprise? I don't know.
You see where Zeke has 12 touchdowns also. I think a lot of those carries Zeke had were from the 2-yard line.
Yeah,
they were. He gets a lot of.
He got a lot of that. But, and then we'll move on. But how much the Harper-Irvin thing, I think, is a legit comparison in the case that I think Pollard needs Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Maybe to push him, right?
Yeah, or to give him a breather.
Whereas Zeke obviously wasn't the Michael Irvin and could just do it without somebody on the other side of the field. I don't know.
Well, you look
I'm worried for this year's Cowboys team, I'll be honest. I'm a Cowboys fan.
You talk about a different era, 30 years ago.
I'm just not sure they're going to be.
Would Michael Irvin still be your first-round draft pick this year? You bet he would. Yeah. You bet he would. If Michael Irvin was in his prime right now, would he still be one of the very most elite receivers in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
P. Small says maybe Profar can get some carries.
Well, I'll tell you what, Profar had some fumbles last night. They hit a ball into the left field corner. I mean, he plays for Denver, and he did not have any clue where the carom was going, and he got twisted around. And
Zeke and Pollard didn't fumble last year once. That's impressive.
Yeah.
400-plus carries.
How many wins Cowboys had last year?
Them.
Where'd they end up? What was their record last year?
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're going to have to make me find the standings?
My brain says 13-3, but I know that's not right.
Yeah, well, they played 17 games, so I'm not sure.
Right, well, they took that one game off. I don't know what their record was.
We gotta find it. I guess we got to find it. They were second in the NFC East. We know that.
Right. Somebody will tell us. We don't have to. Did you see where Ohtani hit a home run against the Yankees? He hits a ball, and he just – wait. He hits the ball and then just stands there and watches it, and then he just flipped his bat. I thought it was so cool.
It's not like him, though.
No, I just thought it was so cool that he just had fun.
He isn't your stoic type of Japanese player, though. He does seem to smile and have fun. 12-5 last
12
year.
and 5. The Eagles go 14-3.
Do we want to try to predict where the Cowboys will be this year?
No, it's too early.
You think it's too early?
Yeah, we don't have the obligatory neck injuries and all that stuff. Dak tweaks a hammy.
Oh,
This
let's
is
just
the
do it for
opener.
fun. Giants to start the season
Win.
in New York.
Win.
Host the Jets.
I don't know. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
Barkley, man, he's good.
I don't know. At New York, I don't know. That's a
Eli
tough one
Manning,
to start the
kind
year.
of geriatric.
I could see him losing that one on Sunday night.
Okay,
Although
I'll-
they're usually pretty good on
I'll
Sunday
take
night.
New York. I'll
Okay.
take the Cowboys to win.
Okay.
Then they play the Jets.
They'll win
Aaron
they'll beat
Rodgers.
they
has he
should
ever
win
lost?
the next. They should win the next three.
So they beat New York.
Jets, Arizona, New England. They
Right.
should be 3-1 after 4 games,
I got them 4-0 going into San Francisco.
and they lose that one at San Fran.
They do?
I think so.
Okay, so
Sunday
now they're 4-1. Doesn't matter. Wasn't in the conference.
3-2 for mine.
All right, then
Then
they
they play the Chargers. Win that one.
they win that. I got them at 5-1. You're
5-2.
okay. So I got them at 6-1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no,
5-1. You're 4-2.
4-2. Then they get the Rams.
Lose.
Nah, they win that one. So we're
So
both
now
6
we're
and
both
2.
6-2. We're both at 6-2. They're
Then
going to
at
lose to the Eagles.
Yep, 6-3. Then they'll win at home against the Giants because
Yep.
they'll split that season series. So now they're
7-3.
7-3. They'll beat Carolina
8-3.
8-3. They'll beat Washington
9-3.
9-3. Beat Seattle because
10-3.
Seattle's not the team that they used to be. Lose to Philly.
10-4.
Lose to Buffalo.
10-5.
Beat Miami.
11-5.
Well, let me.
Detroit.
Miami or Detroit? Those will be a game that they should win both, but they'll lose one.
So they're 11-6.
Yeah. Then they'll beat Washington.
12-7.
12 and
12-5.
5. 11-6. I don't know, somewhere there. So
Something
about
like
the same as last year.
Yeah. But second in the division behind Philly.
Yeah.
Now, what has to happen for them to win those games?
Play flawlessly.
Right.
Have a defense that doesn't suck. Texans. Should beat Baltimore. Should beat Indy. Should probably Jacksonville could be interesting. Lose that one. Beat Pittsburgh. Beat
Lose to
Atlanta.
They lose to Atlanta.
You think that's a game they should win, but they'll lose to them?
Yeah. I think Bijan
Beat New
Robinson, but
Orleans.
then that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
6 games in. They're
Yeah,
I got them
Bijan's
at
their
4
guy.
and 2, and they're giving fans some hope.
Okay. Did they beat New Orleans?
Yeah, I got them beat New Orleans.
It's the Texans we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got them losing, beating Carolina.
Got them beating Carolina. I mean, I think they beat Tampa Bay. See, there's the thing.
They lose to
Cincinnati. They'll lose to
Cincinnati.
Cincy, absolutely.
They beat Arizona,
Lose to Jacksonville.
lose to Denver.
Beat
By
the
then,
Jets.
Aaron Rodgers, if he's still alive in Week 14,
He's on his game.
they lose to New York.
They always struggle with Tennessee, it seems.
Yeah. They lose to Cleveland. They lose to Tennessee again.
And they beat Indy to finish it off.
They go about 10 and 7.
7, somewhere there. Should be enough to get you in the playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs.
There you go.
It's your NFL update. Now we
B.
can
Small
stretch it
says
out.
he's nervous about this season.
Why be small?
Kelly Fromme yawning. We're done. We're done with the football and the baseball talk. We're done with it.
We start talking about the Victoria 100 Club. She perks right up. By the way,
Perks
great
way up.
organization. Great opportunity for you to give back. Victoria
Absolutely.
100 Club sponsoring lots and lots of good things for our law enforcement community.
Daniel Weinman wins the World Series of Poker. $12 million record-breaking pot.
I don't understand.
Beat
Does he
10,000
win
others.
the $12 million?
Yeah.
Well, so those
Well,
people,
$12 million prize. It's not. I don't think.
yeah, I mean, they're playing with money, but it's not their money and it's not real money, right? I mean,
There's an entry fee, and some people pay their
there's
own.
not $12 million worth of entry fees.
No, you're not paying it. Wow, there might be with.
I don't know.
Only in Vegas can the house take a rake, right?
Well, so if there's
poker?
10,000 players and a $12 million prize, and it's $1,200 to play.
Is that about right? Yeah, maybe.
Is that right?
Over 10,000 players, the biggest field in history and the largest payout ever.
Man,
Crazy.
12 million.
Which is interesting because it would seem like 10 years ago was when the World Series of Poker was at its peak in popularity, right? It was on ESPN. Now I think it's on CBS Sports.
I mean, what does he have there? What did he win? I see all that money.
Well, he wins the bracelet, which used to be smaller. Now it's just kind of big and gaudy.
Yeah, and now it's like a Super Bowl ring. It's not meant to be worn.
Final hand lasted just over 9 minutes.
Man, $12 million.
Crazy. It's no Powerball.
No.
What would you do if you won the Powerball? $1 billion. Half a billion cash.
You know,
because you're taking the cash. You're not taking
I take the
annuity
cash.
payments.
Are you kidding me? I'm 60 years old. Not to mention I'll probably drink myself to death by the time I'm 65. If I had that much money,
you could
bring us another round.
You couldn't stay in Victoria.
No, I'd have to move somewhere.
You'd have to. There's no way.
Can you imagine?
You can get lost in a big city when you win that kind of money. You can't get lost in Victoria when you win that kind of money. There would be everybody would come out of the woodwork that you knew or didn't know. I mean, that's going to happen. Regardless.
I'd build you a baseball stadium.
Thank you.
I would. I would donate enough of it to UHV to build a first-class, top-flight baseball stadium, and I would call it Terry Poole Field. That's what I would call it.
At Wade and Carter Stadium?
Yes. In fact, I like the ring of that. Then I would make it electronically plausible for us to do the show remotely because we would probably be in Puerto Vallarta or Cabo San Lucas.
Somewhere holed up in a dungeon, protecting our billions.
I just,
Kelly says you would start curling for him.
Curling. It would be baseball and curling arena. Yeah, you'd play indoor baseball. I'd build you a dome.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Retractable roof?
Yeah.
There goes all your money.
Man. Yeah, $600 million. No, but
$600 million doesn't even build you a stadium anymore. That's the scary part.
Right. If you build it, they will come.
Be small.
And then later on they
go,
go,
a third show host.
What he said to you was, if you build it, that would be dumb. Yeah, add a third show host. We get somebody with some wit, some humor, some charm. No, I don't fantasize.
I don't know who that would be.
I have no
Might
doubt.
have to hire them at $600 million.
That in large, what did she say?
Brent, half would be mine. She's leaving you if you win.
By the way, I win $600 million. Bye.
That's what she just told you. You win $600 million. Bye. I'm out of here.
I'd be on that 60-foot Viking.
Taking my $300 million, leaving with the boys.
Wow.
Actually, she's leaving you with the boys.
First question, she says, I'm leaving you. First question is, you're taking the boys, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, now you know she didn't marry you for your money, but if you get some, she's taking it.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She's over there right now going, I didn't say I was leaving. I just said half of it's mine. No, you get to a point.
She says she's not leaving.
You win $4 or $5 million.
Now she's got to backtrack. Now she sounds like Karine Jean-Pierre trying to walk it back.
Right? We're going to circle back to this relationship. But, you win, honestly, you win $4 or $5 million. And
you might still have to work for a living.
Well, yeah, because you can't live on the interest. You could. $5 million, 3%, $150,000. Yes, okay. You could retire on that. But it wouldn't change my lifestyle at all. So the only way you could do is if you supplement it. If you say, well, I'm going to live 30 more years.
Might actually crimp your lifestyle.
Right. So you say, well, 130, you could take $5 million if you had $5 million, and or $4 million. That'd be $75,000 a year that you could supplement your income, and it would all be gone at the end of 30 years. But I don't know what $100 million would do to you. At that point, you become nervous
Please, Lord,
about.
let me find out.
No, but at that point, you become nervous about things that you don't think about right now. Is the stock market safe? Should I buy gold? These are things we don't think about because we don't have any money.
Yeah. Do I put it all in real estate?
I would probably put a lot of it in real estate. and then the rest into plane tickets, so I could go from place to place.
Do you end up like Howard Hughes, and do you get a little paranoid that somebody's going to come after you and try and hold you or kids or somebody for ransom at that point?
No.
I mean, you don't hear those stories from these people that have won big Powerball jackpots. You hear the stories of them going broke again.
Everybody gets a Lincoln Continental.
Or, ending up with substance abuse issues. Those are the stories you hear about with these folks.
But, you win a $720 million Powerball. It's generational wealth. I mean, after taxes, after it all, you're probably getting honest $350 million. Can you imagine in one drawing of a ball, you're worth every dime George Strait's worth? Look how many gigs that guy played.
Yeah.
How many number one hits he had to build his wealth. I mean, I really think all I would do is fish.
Tom Coast Twin Liquors has a ring to it.
Right, and work on my golf game.
He's buying a liquor store.
Right.
You ever notice, like, most bar owners don't drink? No.
Well, you see enough obnoxious people, and you don't really want it.
James Kerr says, unless you're Hunter and you could snort through all that money.
What did my friend Junior Sample say?
He says, Brent should buy a facelift and a Bulgarian butt lift.
Right.
Don doesn't need either of those things, Junior. I'm not sure why you're talking like that.
That's right. Don needs neither. Dawn and I have a running joke. Dawn will say, she'll say something subtle like,
so tomorrow when I'm not here?
Right. I'll know you won. She'll say something subtle like, I could look better in this swimsuit top. And I'm like, honey, you're built for speed. You look great. Settle down. I tried to compromise.
James Curse asked the question everybody's asking, what is the Bulgarian butt lift?
I don't know. Makes me nervous.
So it probably involves Quickcrete and
Gorilla
Glue or something.
I told Dawn I wanted to buy her one. Just one.
Right in the middle?
No, just
Cyclops.
Make one like a full D, You can mix it up that way.
How would you, hypothetical, because nobody's winning it, but how would you play it off if you won?
Very quietly.
Would you show up to work the next morning and just kind of
work would be fun.
I think you would have to
work would be fun.
I think you would have to go through life until you actually went and collected it. Because then you hear those stories of people that wait a few months till the spotlight's off them a little bit. The problem with this kind of jackpot, the spotlight is never off you.
Yeah.
If nobody comes forth in a month to claim it, then they're going, well, where is he? Who is he? Who is this person? We know where the ticket was sold, but we know nothing else.
Like B. Small says, I wouldn't tell a soul. I think what I would do, Callie Fromley says, I think it's a Brazilian butt lift. There you
Junior says it's Bondo and Crack Sealer. There you go.
I think I would. At the onset, I would probably, I'd probably buy a fast car, or, something midlife crisis.
You kill yourself in within the first month, yeah.
But I think I'd probably have a foundation.
You would have to spend some time finding an attorney that is used to dealing with that kind of money.
I would call Steve Kidder, and he would help me find that guy.
That's what I'm saying. He'll
Steve
help
would
you.
know who could help you.
Who
I might try to have who I would probably try to get a meeting with, like Tom O'Connor, T. Michael, and sit down and say, could you just direct me? Bland Proctor could probably help you, because there's pitfalls to being stupidly
uber
wealthy.
rich.
Yeah. There's. It's
just ask Elon Musk.
Right. I'm sure he's miserable.
Just ask Mark Zuckerberg.
He might be
miserable.
He's not attractive, man. He's not attractive.
He might be miserable.
He got the curse,
James Kerr says it would be like, do you remember that Kurth guy? Whatever happened to him?
Right? Karate Man in a helicopter.
Scott Tomico says most of the cars you'd want to buy won't be able to drive on Victoria streets, not enough clearance. Let's be honest. Nobody's staying in this area if you win $720 million.
No, you don't stay here. What would
You're not staying in Victoria. You're not even, and I'm going to be honest here and no slight. Nobody's buying that vacation home in Port O'Connor either. You're gone. You're not living in South Texas if you win that kind of money. You're gone.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Maybe if you want to hide amongst the rich cartel, you go down to Brownsville.
Do you think, though, that the way we were raised and the things we do
South Padre.
would you buy the $5 million place overlooking the ocean in Puerto Vallarta with staff and all that? Or would you, even if so it costs $100,000 a year to keep the people there, anytime you show up, the papaya is sliced.
The walk is made.
But are you not too tight from your upbringing to go, if I'm not going to be, no more than I'm going to actually get to go, I'll just rent the nicest place in town. I'm not going to own that property. The good news
B
is,
Small says no staff, people suck. I agree with you there.
I like you there, Brian.
Yeah.
I'd want something I could manage myself.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
a yard guy.
I agree with that. I don't think I'd have a staff. I don't know. I don't know. It's nice to think about, but
It's not going to happen.
there are some places though I wouldn't buy property. That would be, I would.
Bloomington jumps to mind.
I think there's a couple places on my list where I would buy some property, and then the rest of the time I'd just be renting.
I tell you what I wouldn't do. I would not buy a condo like in Cabo San Lucas and then put it into the VRBO deal. If I bought a place,
It's
it would
mine.
be mine.
Yeah.
And I might pay somebody to go by once a week and make sure that it's clean.
Well, because you don't want to be
fresh.
there 3 years from now calling Chuck McDowell trying to get out of your timeshare.
Right, exactly. B Small says, let's all chip in and buy a bundle of tickets.
Roy Gutierrez says, any blue state comes to mind for me? I swear he ain't moving to a blue state.
But would you be trendy at 60? Would you go buy
A New York
1,000
condo?
acres in Montana with a cabin on it?
Kurt says, I ain't splitting with anyone.
There you go. Yeah, I might want to. I might be tempted to buy a penthouse.
I'm not going to Montana.
New York.
I'm going to the next Montana. I'm going to South Dakota or Wyoming.
Which one has a better looking governor?
South Dakota.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Maybe I'm going to the other Dakota.
Wouldn't it be
No,
something?
Nodak.
I've never known.
Nobody knows anybody. Nobody wants to go to Nordak. I'm going.
I've never known anybody that won a significant amount. I've known people. Oh, I won 500, but I've never known anybody that won
B Small says he's going to South Dakota.
a big amount.
There were 3 guys in Calgary that when I was working in college or high school, it was around that time, moving office furniture. And at that point, they split like a $12 million. The difference in Canada.
It was like $80.
No, you don't get taxed on your winnings. You win, like if the Powerball in Canada got to $1 billion, you would win $1 billion.
Wow.
Or if they have a cash value option, you can get that. But I think it's annuities up there. I don't think you can take the whole sum. Maybe you can. I don't know. Can't remember. But you don't get taxed on it until you actually earn interest off that principal. You don't pay a dime. So if you just took it and stuffed it in your mattress, you've got $1 billion for the rest of your life that you will never have to pay taxes on until you buy something or earn some interest on it, right? But anyway, there were 3 younger guys. They worked at Alberta Wheat Pool. 2 white dudes and an Asian dude. Soon as they got their money, the 2 white dudes split. Asian dude kept working for a while.
There you go. A lot to be said about that.
James Kerr says split 3 ways, but 2 dudes died mysteriously.
Right, quickly.
Yeah, and they just didn't show. They just called in on Monday and said, "Yeah, we're not coming in anymore." Can't blame them.
Wow. Great Barn Design, Great Barn Mercantile, 920-6803. Let Cheryl decorate your life. Go by and check out the flower arrangements, things you can afford.
You win $1 billion, she could decorate lots of stuff.
Right, 920-6803. Right there on Airline at Laurent.
Would you buy a new Corvette from Atzenhofer?
I think I would. I'd wait for the new Z06. Go by and see Tommy Taylor. Since 1926, Atzenhofer has been Victoria's Chevy dealer. I'd go by and see them. Law offices is Steve Kidder. Steve Kidder right now drawing up paperwork to have us committed for even fantasizing about winning the lottery, because it never happens to people that deserve it.
Never.
Call Steve Kidder with all your legal needs. He can sure help.
Honest Lord, I'd do good with the money. I'd help people.
I would. AJ's detailing. Let AJ clean up.
How many people make that promise when they're buying their tickets? Lord, if you just let me win, I'll help a lot of people with the money.
And that what they don't realize is they really did just expose their heart.
Yeah.
AJ's detailing.
Greedy bastards.
For all your, not like us, Lord. Not like the Jenners too. AJ's detailing. He'll help you clean your car up.
We'll pay the little people to do all the menial tasks that we don't want to do anymore, Lord.
Lord, we just want to help get all the little people elevated, because we're all equal, Lord. You know, most of us.
James Kerr said I'd wrap a Corvette around a power pole. Pass.
Right. What'd Brandy Kowalik say?
Wouldn't it be nice to just work for fun and enjoyment? There'd be no work. I'll be honest. If I'm winning that kind of money, you're working long enough to get all the things you need to, in my opinion, in place, just so that nobody's tipped off that something like this has happened.
That'll be in tomorrow's Advocate. Yeah. As Welchel claims he's quitting at UHV Athletics.
UHV looking for a new AD.
Right.
The day after the Powerball. Yeah. But there would be no long-term work plans.
B. Small says, amen, no sports car for me. Give me a truck. I've got a truck.
Speaking of which, Ford dropped the price on their all-electric Lightning. Surprise.
Nobody wants that thing.
Nobody wants that thing. Because independent testing has found that they just, as with all electric vehicles, you put a load in it, and you actually have to haul something somewhere. You don't get the 200 miles per charge that you...
100.
Not even. I think somebody on YouTube, I think, hauled a trailer and got 40 miles to the charge.
Come on.
That ain't even, I mean, that's not, in some city, that's not getting you, like, think about that on 45 from Galveston trying to go to Splashway. You're not even getting there.
What if there's a traffic jam?
Yeah.
You're just stuck.
Now you're stuck. You're
Here's
not even
the problem.
getting there.
As long as people are still bragging about Hemis, and as long as Dodge is putting 700 horsepower gas engines in pickups, there's not going to be a huge demand by men, the predominant buyers of trucks. The little beta males are going to buy the Lightning. Nobody's going to buy that truck.
There's not a huge demand now. Despite all of the hubbub, over 80% of all vehicles sold in the U.S. are still gas combustion engines.
What cartoon was that?
I don't care.
What's all the hubbub? Bub.
Looney Tunes, I'm thinking. It's got to be.
Man.
This from the Nobody Should Be Surprised. NBC's Peacock, their streaming service, upping their fees. I never understood this one from Peacock. Their programming on TV isn't that great, aside from a few shows that they've kind of pilfered off of from other countries like The Office.
Right.
Parks and Rec.
I used to watch that show, This Is Us, but I can't watch it anymore.
But why would I pay to watch a bunch of reruns, which I can watch somewhere else if I just surf the dial enough?
Yeah. We've done really good with Fubo. One thing about Fubo, I'm in it for about $80 a month. May not be that much, but it's enough. But with that, I get every Astros game. That's hard to beat because you can buy it on DirecTV and it's like $120 a year.
Yeah. I remember in college we were talking about the future trends of cable. And fiber optic was supposed to change cable. It was supposed to bring a la carte programming instead of everything being bundled together like CNN. You can't get rid of CNN. It's in every package, even though they're losing money. You don't want it. And they're finding out that less and less people even tune into CNN when it's part of their package.
Right.
But at one point, fiber optic was going to be the a la carte provider. I want this network, this network, this network, and that's it. You pay your $2 a month for each network or whatever, and that was fiber optics was going to be able to deliver that to America's TV consumer. I'm pretty sure the cable industry got together and network TV and said, We can't really do that because we're going to lose a lot of money because we provide crap nobody wants and get paid handsomely for it.
Well, look what's going to happen to ESPN. Now, ESPN's cutting all their talent right now, in part because that's all they've got left to cut. They've got multi-billion-dollar deals with MLB, college football, the NFL,
college basketball,
and their audience is downsizing. People, young people
because
don't watch ESPN like they used to.
Well, and the ones that don't because they went woke. They started putting politics into their sports broadcasting. People tune into sports for an escape. It's the 2.5 to 3 hours a day that you want to watch, or the highlights for an hour at night. They don't want all that. And now they're starting to realize that, and if you notice, they're starting to kind of go away from some of that political stuff again. They're trying to bring it back. It's too late. You've lost everybody.
That's right. See Bud Light for the another example.
But the other thing that streaming was so nice in its early infancy was there were no commercials. Now Peacock has ad-supported Peacock Premium, $5.99 a month. So I've got to pay to be exposed to commercials.
Yeah.
Or you can go ad-free for twice as much a month. $12.
Twice as month. We followed you.
There you go.
You spoke in shorthand.
Their costs are going up. They're losing money. So instead of trying to find a way to cut the costs, they're just going to try to pass it on to you and me.
In 5 years, where do you see what I call traditional TV? CBS, NBC, ABC?
I think they're still there. I think your streaming services are going to be, I don't want to say go the way of the dodo bird, but they will be definitely, I think a lot of them will be consolidated. And I think some of the larger players, maybe some of the networks that have vast sums of money will gobble up a Netflix or somebody who's better at doing the streaming just to save their streaming service. Netflix is now Peacock, something like that.
Yeah, Be Small asked, Fubo is legit. Yeah, I think it's legit. My neighbor has
Andrew Rockovich says Fubo has the Astros.
Yeah,
so does DirecTV.
But DirecTV, it's a package you pay for. Fubo, it's rolled in the AT&T Sports.
But here's the thing, though. How many streaming services do you have? Fubo, what else?
Well, so that was what I was going to tell you. I've got Fubo that I pay for, and my neighbor has YouTube TV that he pays for. He logged into on my TV as one of his 5 locations, and then he's logged in at his house on my Fubo. So I've got both. They both have over 100 channels. So there's times that there'll be like the Longhorn Network that I honestly don't watch. It may be on, I'm saying this as an example, it may be on YouTube TV, but it's not on Fubo. So if the Horns are playing baseball on LHN, I'll scan over there to see if it's over there. But they're very similar in content. YouTube is one of those things that you feel like something's going to come along and replace it. Yeah. But it's a grabbing.
But I know a lot of people who've, cut cable, got rid of Suddenlink, cut Dish or DirecTV. But they subscribe to 3 or 4 streaming services and they're paying almost as much money. Yeah.
But if you get what you want, right? The other side of that is
But that's where they've done a good job. Don't pay for what you don't watch. Pay for us. But you're still paying for a lot of stuff you don't watch. Nobody watches everything that comes out on Netflix.
No.
Right? They've done a good job of marketing.
I like stuff that I can stream. Yeah. I like stuff that I can binge watch.
They've done a good job of marketing against, you're paying $150 a month and you only watch 3 channels.
It's true.
I've got 4 streaming services, and I pay that much a month, and I watch 3 programs.
Right. Canada.
One
hockey.
on each, yeah.
Got one for hockey.
I don't stream. I just DirecTV. for now.
Folks, just like that, Caldo Wednesday flew by. We owe you one break. Don't forget about Allen's Record Service, 578-6300, the VCS companies for all your communication needs. They power the Wade and Carter program. Chesnick Furniture Company.
Win the lottery, you could buy Chesnick Furniture Company.
For over 100 years.
Bobby would sell it to you.
Bobby'd sell it to you for $600 million. You bet he would. He'd want it all, but he'd sell it to you.
And we talked about Veracruz. Today's called a Wednesday. Go by for lunch or dinner. And then we talked about Palace Bingo. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Palace Bingo, Friends Meet Friends. Be there at 7 o'clock.
Wade and Carter night. We'll be there.
Folks, have a good day. Be safe. See you tomorrow.
Bye, folks.
Brother Gary will be there.
Well, I've been kicked out of my near every